Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Blue by H.J. Bellus, narrated by Maxine Mitchell, with Joe Arden. Prologue. Blue, you have mail! My entire body freezes at the high-pitched sound of my mom's voice, and I'm not sure if it's sheer panic or excitement. I've been waiting on my acceptance letter from Preston University for what seems like years. But in all actuality, it's only been 2 weeks and 3 days. You might want to move your ass, Blue. This time I know beyond a doubt it's the letter. Tryouts were a month ago, and I put everything I had on the line. I didn't let the other girls prevent me from focusing on the task ahead of me. Going from Boulder, Colorado to LA was quite the eye-opener. But years of training to be the best athlete I can be came in handy, and I relied on my mental strength training. My door flies open, distracting me from staring at my MacBook and Facebook wall. My mom stands in the entrance holding one white envelope with a huge smile plastered across her face. This dream and the next step in my life is as much hers as it is mine. Damn. The woman has been by my side from baby beauty pageants to running for Miss Teen Colorado. I can't, Mom. Snapping the lid from my MacBook closed, I wrap my arms around my knees. Blue. She strums the edges of the envelope. No, Mom, I just can't. What if you made it, and you're about to start the next chapter of your life? Mom, stop. Your Pollyanna positive attitude is not working right now. I'm opening it. No! I lurch forward on my bed and snatch the envelope from her hands. I want Dad here. He's in surgery today. She glances down at the gold watch on her wrist. He might be able to FaceTime. Let me go check. Mom practically skips from the room, and I smile at her pep-you-up attitude. Then I begin praying my dad is elbow-deep in an operation. Say hi to Dad. My mom bounds back in, barely making contact with the floor before landing on the bed next to me. Hi, Dad, I manage with a defeated voice to his face on the iPhone. Hey, Cupcake. Why the gloom face? Dad, Stop. Not another word, Cupcake. You're always your own worst critic. Open the damn letter. I have lives to save here and no time to worry about some overly dramatic and very whiny cheerleader. I crack a small grin at my dad's sarcastic words. I know he's my biggest support system, but the man is never serious about cheerleading. It's well known he wants his Blue to become a surgeon, just like him. But everyone else in the Williams family gave up hope on that years ago. Dad, I squeal. Not funny, and not the right time. To my surprise, I've opened the envelope while my dad has been distracting me. I don't hesitate, pulling the single piece of paper from the envelope. I can't do it. I toss it in my mom's direction, burying my head into her knees. The paper rustles, and I know my mom is unfolding the letter. I hear each movement, but can't force myself to look up. Miss Blue Williams, it is with great pleasure we are contacting you today. The rest of her words are blurred together in one jumbled mass of freaking words. The part of my brain that registers speech goes out of order until I hear the word accepted. My gaze shoots up to study my mom's face, and when I see tears rolling down her cheeks, I know I've done it. I've made the cheer team at Preston. It's one of those moments in life when everything stands still while all the hard work and effort toward a certain goal replays in your mind. All those extracurricular school activities missed for another gym session. The sleepovers with friends not attended because I was away at a dance competition. I did it. Each word comes out individually rather than a flowing sentence. I fucking did it! I hear my dad in the background scold me for my language, like he always does, but this time I don't pay any attention to him. I did it! Each time I repeat the words, they get a little louder. I did it! I leap to my feet, jumping up and down on the bed, squealing like a stuck pig and shouting all kinds of explicit words, from bitch to hoe and fucking A. I did it. I catch my dad's proud smile out of the corner of my eye, and yes, he's shaking his head at me. Mom! I throw my arms around her and embrace her in a full-throttle hug, Blue style. She drops Dad and the letter, and I squeeze harder. This moment is only truly happening because of all my mother's persistence and belief in me. Being the only child, I always felt that invisible pressure to be the best I could and to impress my parents. They always held high expectations, but never crossed the line of being lunatics. Yes, lunatics. You know the ones. They put their baby in pageants at 3 months old, drive across the country for cheer camps, and buy a $10,000 evening gown for Miss Teen Colorado. Those kinds of parents. Yes, my parents provided me with all those opportunities, but I was the driving force behind it, pushing myself harder and faster. I love you, Blue Williams. Okay, they were a bit crazy naming me Blue, but in my mother's defense, it made me stick out from the crowd. Pulling away from my mom's hug, I deepen my smile. Thank you for everything. You too, Dad. I wave down to him. The iPhone happened to land by our feet, so my dad is staring up at our crotches. Awkward. Actually, it brings awkward to a whole new level. Using my toes, I slide him closer to my mom's side, giving him a nice view of her. Blue, if I have to drive out to California and pick up your knocked-up freshman ass, I'll sell you as a slave on the black market in Mexico. I get my looks from my mom, and my humor from my dad. Never serious, that man, even in a situation like this. But from his proud smile and that twinkle in his eye, I know he's proud as hell. Deal, Dad. I love you. I love you too, Blue. Mom uses her big toe to disconnect the call, and we fall down on the mattress in a fit of laughter. Thank heaven you didn't make me twig. Mom, it's twerking, and you need to work on those skills while I'm gone. Blue. Her hands tighten on my thigh, and then her head drops to my shoulder. I'm going to be so lost without you. We'll talk every day, and you said you'd visit once a month. I know, but you're my baby girl, Blue. Read the letter to me. I listen to my mom finish reading the letter with a shaky voice. Chapter 1. 30 days later. I run my finger along the hem of the black and white damask bedding covering the single-size mattress in my dorm room. My mom and I managed to decorate everything on my side, while Dad set up my desk and chair, bitching the whole time. Honey, stop. I can hire someone to do that, or I can even do it. I don't want you hurting your hands. I'm a surgeon, not a pussy. Yes, those are the lines I heard over and over as my parents settled me into my room. They drove me out a week before camp and stayed several days with me. It was the hardest goodbye this morning, and I nearly took off running and screaming, begging them to take me back home with them. When my mom broke down crying during her goodbye, I had to turn away from her. Dad slapped her on the ass and then cracked some joke before he wrapped us up in one large family hug. The man pisses me off for never being serious, but in moments like those, it's just what we need from him. I have no idea when my roommate may or may not be marching through the door. We've texted a couple times. Her name is Sophia, but she gave me strict orders to call her Sophie. We were lucky enough to be roomed together since we're both freshman cheerleaders at Preston. My dad was relentless in his efforts to have me rush and join a sorority to experience college life. But I know full well there's no way I'd have time to keep my grades up with cheer practice and then sorority life mixed into all of that. So I settled for the dorms. And to say I was nervous about my roommate would be the understatement of the century. My stomach growls, the sound deafening in the silence of the room. I make my way over to the mini fridge my parents bought and stocked. Nothing looks good, or even halfway satisfying. Greek yogurt? No. String cheese? Double nope. Lean turkey lunch meat? That'd be a hell to the fucking no. I'm more in the mood for a double bacon cheeseburger spackled in grease with an extra large order of fries. The bonus to dorm life is that all the fast food joints are conveniently placed around the outskirts of the area. Grabbing my turquoise crossbody purse from the hook, I slide it on over my head and hook it on my neck. I check the perfectly placed mirror by the door to see how out of control my hair is. Thank you, Mom. The bright blonde pile is still a hot mess. My hair is the one thing that sets me apart from other girls. It's long, thick, and a bright golden blonde. And all natural, at that. I've threatened to chop it off a time or two, but every single time those words came out of my mouth, my mother nearly stroked out. On my 16th birthday, my dad made me promise to never threaten my poor mom again, and to sweeten the pot, he threw in a bright red Rover. Nothing like a brand new spanking-ass car to keep a girl's mouth shut. And, yep, since that day, the thought of cutting my hair has never crossed my mind. I leave behind my car keys and choose to hoof it, knowing it will waste an ample amount of time, and I could do a little sightseeing the old-fashioned way. Throwing on my aviators, I step out into the hall and notice there's a bit more commotion than there has been. The football team must have arrived, hence all the hot, stacked men loitering in the hall. For the love of all things steam and sex, these men are tanned and gorgeous. Absent-mindedly, I use my hand to keep my jaw from dropping to the floor and saliva from pooling out. Thank you, aviators, for hiding my stares. These men are nothing compared to the boys back at my high school. They're freaking giants, with looks and very well-defined bodies. I avoid the elevator because I don't trust myself and really don't want to get caught ogling on my first trip out of my dorm room. My roommate can't get here fast enough. I chant in my head while jogging down the stairs. I can only hope she's the loud, obnoxious type I can hide behind. In high school, I was the leader and the forerunner, and quite frankly, I just want to fit in here. Cheer, good grades, and cheer are the only things I'm concerning myself with. The social part, well, I want to follow, be in the background, and enjoy life from the back seat. I'm sick of being the driver and navigator. Pushing open the door to the outside, I soak up the sun rays. Miss Blue? I turn to see the security guard at the U-shaped cherry wood check-in desk. Yes, I say, smiling brightly back at him. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you? I stand frozen in the middle of the lobby. Sorry, my name is Steve. He rounds the desk and makes his way to me. Your father introduced himself to me earlier. Oh, go figure. I relax a bit. Have a nice afternoon, and if you ever need anything, just ask. He runs his hands through thick, greasy black hair, and I can't help but stare at the grime under his nails. Nice enough, but surely a shower wouldn't kill the guy. Thanks, I wave as I walk off. I giggle and move further outside. I damn well know my dad either paid him off or scared the piss out of him with his pussy surgeon hands. Guess I can't blame the guy, since I'm the only daughter and he just dropped me off to live states away. My dad will be the first to admit he's not the biggest fan of me being a cheerleader. And trust me, he has a plethora of corny blonde cheerleading jokes to throw around. But at the end of the day, he's in a tie for being my biggest supporter. The sun in Colorado was always welcoming and highlighted my tan perfectly. But there's something about the California sun I can't seem to get enough of. It has a unique touch of warmth that I find addicting. I feel the tingle on the top of my shoulders as I stroll down the wide campus sidewalk. And just like on the inside of the dorms, there are more people loitering around outside. I can guess most of them are student athletes, since we tend to show up earlier than most to attend training camps and such. A second group of football players passes me by, and again, I find myself scanning them from head to toe, mentally undressing them. Which isn't a hard task, since they're only clothed in loose-fitting gym shorts and shirtless, with sweat trickling down their tanned six-packs. Focus, Blue. Focus, for fuck's sake. It's just a short stroll until I'm off campus and walking down a long chain of businesses, ranging from strip malls with all sorts of retail stores to fast food. One small, red brick building has a line spilling out of it. So, I choose that one. I mean, no one stands in line for shit, right? Well, let's hope not. Pulling my phone from my pocket, I check it for messages, and find several texts from my parents and one from Sophie. Sophie, I'll be there in about an hour. Be prepared to meet the most amazing person of your entire freaking life. Well, let's hope you do. Because if you don't, that means I've driven off a cliff. Hence my annoying-ass mother and Grandma Viddy driving me. I chuckle at her text, because I can hear her rambling on and on. The few times we chatted on the phone, the girl ran her mouth until my ears nearly bled. But her enthusiasm is contagious. I'll give her that. Quickly, I slide open my mom's text and instantly bust out laughing. They sent random, ridiculous pictures of them at different stops. I honestly have no idea how I turned out so normal as I study the picture of my dad riding a pink flamingo statue in front of a gas station. What's so funny? One of those hot, delicious football players is studying me, boring a hole into my chest with his dreamy blue eyes. My jaw does that drop thing, leaving my mouth hanging wide open while my hands remain planted on my cell phone. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I wonder if he'll notice if I simply turn around and sprint like a motherfucker. Ethan, don't scare the piss out of the poor girl. Another dreamboat steps up, placing his hand on Ethan's shoulder. Automatically, my gaze flashes down, triple-checking my crotch for piss dribbling down my legs. Phew. Nothing. Dry as dry. So, what was so funny? He cocks his eyebrow at me and sends me a panty-melting smirk. Guarantee, my panties are wet now. Oh, I hold up my phone and send the two men a quick smile. I was just reading some texts and came across a ridiculous picture of my dad on a pink flamingo. Holy shit, Blue. That didn't sound awkward at all. Nice, he nods, approving of my answer. Ethan, you're taken. And Steffi would slit your throat if she found you flirting. The second man steps in front of Ethan. And damn, if he isn't even fucking dreamier than Ethan. Hi, my name is Lane. He reaches out and offers a handshake. Oh, hi, I'm Blue. I wave, like an idiot asshole from Mars, avoiding flesh contact. I have no faith in my body, and no, it's damn well possible I might melt in his touch. He waves back with a goofy grin, more than likely mirroring mine. You go to Preston? Well, no, not yet. I mean, yes, I'm a freshman and just settled into the dorms. So, are you a brainiac and show up to school 2 months early, or... The man's sex appeal oozes off every single word. He's more than dreamy. Good hell, why can't he just turn around and mind his own sexy damn business instead of assaulting me? His eyes and looks make me want to dry hump his leg. Duh. I play ball. Joke. Yes, it's time to stop this guy's tactics with good old-fashioned humor. Recruited as a freshman and starting this year. Oh. He pauses a moment, scratching his head. Sorry, I didn't pick up on that. Gotcha! I shout and point my finger at him. I'm on the cheer team and here for training camp. I decide to go with over-exaggerated humor to hide the fact I'm hot for him. A smile covers his face, and then he does the typical shit most people do when you tell them you're a cheerleader. I follow his gaze as it roams up and down my body, from the tips of my toes peeking from my sandals to the top of my messy bun. I couldn't help but notice when he let his eyes linger a little longer on my breasts. I gesture ahead of him. The line is moving, and your friends are ditching you. Want to join us? Carefully monitoring what comes out of my mouth, I speak very slowly. No, it's okay. I just came to grab lunch and then head back to meet my roommate. Well, nice to meet you, Blue. Same at you, Lane. Mr. Sex on a Stick finally turns around to catch up to his teammates. Thank you, Jesus. My ovaries were about 2 seconds from imploding. I hang back for a little bit, allowing 2 new parties to cut in line as a tactic of putting space between me and the testosterone tribe. After their lingering scents have faded, I'm able to focus on the menu hanging above the counter. It's a large black chalkboard with your typical burgers, chicken strips, and salads scrawled all over it. As I study the menu, I fan my face with my cell phone. Yeah, not the best tool for the job, but the tiny flow of air hitting my face begins to lightly cool me. The overcrowded diner is humid and hotter than Hades. And just my luck, the line stalls out a bit with the 2 new parties in front of me. Booths and tables pepper the joint, along with an eclectic collection of artwork and black and white photography. There's a catchy vibe floating in the small area, and I try to take in as much artwork as possible to distract myself from the sweat beads forming on my forehead. A lone customer catches my attention, and he only does that because he's dressed in a long-sleeve black t-shirt with a backward ball cap placed on his head. Craning lower, I also notice he's wearing workout pants and not shorts. I wonder if it's the Bionic Man. How in the hell is he not having a heat stroke dressed like that in 100-degree weather? The Tuck Jones, Lane calls loudly as he strides to the corner booth. I watch as he slides into the booth with the clothed man. They do the bro shake and hug and whatever else men do. It's clear Lane is deep in conversation with the man. Several moments later, he nods in my direction and points. The man pulls his attention from his food up to me. And I'm busted. Yes, busted beyond a shadow of any doubt. I try to casually look away as if nothing just happened, but I'm fucked. Ma'am. A voice draws my attention from the embarrassing situation. Looking forward, the two parties are gone, and there's a gap the size of frickin' Texas between me and the counter. Yep. Fucking busted. I try to order my food, but the look on the man's face haunts me. His face is so chiseled, and even at a distance, his masculine beauty is overpowering. There is something about his deep, dark brown eyes that flips my tummy. Unlike the other men who nearly caused me to piss my panties over their good looks, he is different, and different in a way my brain can't comprehend. The lady behind the counter clears her throat, showcasing her irritation with me. I hurry up and order that burger I've been craving, along with a large order of fries and, of course, a soda. I mean, why stop short when you're going to splurge? I'll be running later tonight when it's dark. That's for sure. Plucking the red tray of greasy food from the counter, I find a booth. And not just any one, but the one furthest away from the group of men. As I pull out the chair, I hear someone holler my name, and I'm not shocked to see Lane standing up and holding a chair out for me. Join us. He puts his arm over his chest, as if I were breaking his heart. I shake my head, knowing it wouldn't be a good idea. Don't make me cause a scene, Blue. I keep shaking my head, and then finally sit down in the lone seat at my table. Don't go breaking my heart, he belts out. And I think he's trying to sing, but I'm not quite sure. He throws my name in about every other word, and before I know it, the whole diner is staring at me. Asshole, I say to myself as I pick up my food and head his way. Happy? I plop down in the open chair, dying from embarrassment, and completely out of lust with Lane. His come-fuck-me eyes no longer have any power over me after his obnoxious show. Blue, meet my boys, and boys, meet Blue. He pauses for a moment. I didn't catch your last name. Probably because I didn't offer my last name. I plop a ketchup-soaked fry in mouth. Feisty one. He takes a bite of his burger and talks around it. I guess you didn't like my singing. You call that singing? His teammates bust out in laughter. I look up to see all of them watching us, even the man who is overdressed. And my last name is Williams. Blue here is a freshman cheerleader. That would be me. And this would be the most awkward moment of my life. I grab my burger and go in for the kill, taking a large bite, just like Lane did. Consider this your welcome to college life, Ethan advises. My girl is a junior cheerleader. Her name is Steffi, and she never eats like that. Several men choke back their laughter, but it's the one in long sleeves who holds my attention. He shakes his head and backhands Ethan. Well, I guess she doesn't know how to live life then. Immediately, I pray to the cheer gods that Steffi isn't that one hardcore mean girl on the squad. But with my luck, I'm probably screwed. Ethan and Lane assault me with numerous questions, and I do my best to answer them through bites of my burger. And mother lovin' humpin' hell, I now know why the line was so long. As I stuff my face, I watch the man in long sleeves, studying his movements and his face. I'm careful to not make eye contact with him. I can tell just from his body language that he's a closed book and doesn't want unnecessary attention drawn to him. Unlike Ethan or Lane, who'd probably strip.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?